Well, everybody, a little late, but here we are talking about what will be happening tomorrow, which is our annual Money in the Bank WWE Premium Live event, which I will still stick to calling a pay per view because I'm paying to view it. With me hosting tonight, the Wrestling Doll. Below me, my former first partner here on Unpopular View, the administrator now known as Stefan. How are you today?
I, I think I was always known as Stefan, but
Oh, you
thank you
were
so
the administrator
much.
on here, so also you're
I
so
mean,
short.
the administrator was definitely a moniker of mine at one point in my life, but I'm doing great. It's great to be back visiting their visitors capacity. So hi everybody.
Well, we welcome you back, and on my right, and if I don't do this intro now, I will never hear the end of it. But we have the founder, co-creator, the tribal chief, the head of the table of the Unpopular Review brand, the executive consultant. When he is not here, he is also managing wrestlers in the local shows in town in Orlando.
I do it all. It's amazing how much I do. It's amazing how talented I am. It, I'm sorry, I had to pause because I was just in shock of the absolute amazement of how good the executive consultant is.
And that's why we didn't say a word and just let him be and let him tell us all how amazing he is. And if we don't, we're going to get its lecture for 30 minutes of why we should not interrupt him. But it is now time to discuss our predictions for all the matches at Money in the Bank. Now, my question to both of you before we start the predictions, is it going to be better than last year's?
I don't
I
remember
definitely
last
think so.
year's.
I definitely.
Oh, I do remember last year's. Didn't Liv Morgan win?
Liv Morgan won, cashed in at Ronda two and a half hours later,
One
and
of the
also
worst Money in the Bank
became U.S.
Money
champion
in the Bank
and has been
shows.
booked about as dry as a sponge.
I think it has to be better. I think it has to be better. If you're looking at the superstars that are booked on this card and you're looking at the potential winners for the men's and women's Money in the Bank match, and even matches that we didn't think that we'd be seeing 7 years ago, Finn Balor and Seth Rollins put on arguably one of their best matches together, and to actually be able to revisit that 7 years down the road for the World Heavyweight Championship, which we thought was going to be discontinued forever. I mean, this is definitely has high stakes, and I definitely feel like it has that old school Money in the Bank vibe where you're like really excited. So yeah, it's definitely going to be better than last year. Hell yeah.
I don't remember last year. What was the main event last year?
The Money in the Bank men's match where Austin Theory won, is now U.S. champion and has one of the worst bookings for a U.S. champion in the history of time.
I disagree with that statement, but okay.
Are you kidding? You sent us the thing in our group chat asking which was more prestigious, the IC
right.
or the U.S. championship.
That has nothing to do with Austin Theory's title run. I picked the Intercontinental Championship because the Intercontinental Championship has always been more important than the United States Championship to me. However, at the same time, I can't say Austin Theory. What you said, even though I understand why some people would say is boring, a little bit of dry, and then we'll go right into Money in the Bank. I can't say that it's his fault or anything of the sorts. I think his run has been. I think his run has been okay. It just has not been memorable because I think it gets overshadowed by a lot of other things that are going on, not only on SmackDown but in the world of wrestling today.
I don't believe that. I think that it's not the championship that makes the man; it's the man that makes the championship. And I think what Walter and Gunther, what Gunther's doing with his title, what Gunther's doing with his championship, what Roman is doing with his, and Seth, arguably in the last few weeks that he's been World Heavyweight Champion, they have all elevated those titles and those belts. So I think Austin Theory has some real work to do, and I do agree with John Cena that I don't believe his gimmick. I don't think it's good, and I honestly think that he could be doing better because he is such a great talent. It's not that he's on the worst run of his life, but it could totally be elevated. But that's a story for a different day. Wrestling Doll, before we go back and forth, please.
Listen, I don't feel like going back and forth when talking about Austin Theory right now. But let's get into some of these matches. Now, as far as the stacked card that we have this year, I have a feeling that they might start it out with a banger. And I believe that one of the ones that would be very much talked about is why not start it off with having the women's ladder match be one of the first ones. If not the first, one of the first. So we have Io Sky, Zelina Vega, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, and for the very first time in her career ever, Miss Trish Stratus. Now, this is that scenario just like 2017 where there were 4 heels and 2 faces in this match. Now, for me, I have 2 picks of who I believe could be Miss Money in the Bank. My number 2 pick would be Zelina Vega, only because of how over she is as far as being the LWO, how popular she was when she went Backlash in Puerto Rico. Yes, she was with their people, but the people still liked her even before they went over there. And she's doing fairly well, so I won't say that she doesn't deserve a chance. But my number 1 pick would be Miss Io Sky. Why? Because she's amazingly talented. As much as Damage Control is okay, I think that she should be by her damn self, and I'm not even going to address that comment about how that person's out of their mind. But I think Io deserves to have the Money in the Bank contract. Now, what that does is to help elevate the person and give them like something to do in terms of like having that, even though almost every woman that's had that is either cashed in the same night or the next day. I think that at least they should do with her what they did with Carmella, not like as long, but like maybe half of that or maybe even a quarter of that, and have her cash it in at one of the next few pay-per-views in the future or just a random date on somebody. Maybe have her feud with Asuka for the first time. So my picks are Zelina or Io for Miss Money in the Bank, and I hope it's not a failed cash-in.
I mean, I'll definitely piggyback off of you in terms of like Io Sky deserving it. When I look at this kind of match, I look at Trish Stratus and I look at Becky Lynch. I don't think they're anywhere near done feuding. So I don't think one of them would be elevated to having that briefcase and then stop feuding.
They don't need it anyways, in my opinion.
They don't. I think that's a match that stands out just from the star power of both of these women, that it's a generational match. And I really want to see a one-on-one match between these two. As far as Io is concerned, who is my overall pick, I don't have a secondary. I think at this point, Io has shown in both NXT and on the main roster why she's a genius, like in terms of her in-ring presence, her IQ, just definitely nobody getting hurt under her. And I think that could be potential for her and Bayley to split off the run that they're on together, because I think Bayley has said it in many interviews. She wants to elevate her and Dakota Kai. So I think that's kind of going to lead to more dissension between Damage Control. But yeah, that would be Io for me. EC?
Yeah, I'm not interested in this match. They have some people in it that just don't belong in it. Let's go left to right. Right.
Here we go.
So I see. No, what the hell is this?
Wrong graphic, bro. Wrong graphic, bro.
No, that's not. I forgot that match was even.
Not that one. Not that one.
Here we go. Left to right.
Io
Sky's your clear winner of this. She's the only one that really deserves to have it and can really elevate. Now, I hope they only make the same mistake. And Barbara, you said this eloquently, where they are going to. Every single woman in the Money in the Bank has gotten that cash in the briefcase.
Except for Carmella.
Week period, except for the Carmella, who had the best one in my opinion. I don't think anybody's come close to touching her ring. I did like when Bayley won it, and then won it the same night. I liked when Alexa Bliss did it, and then I'm like, okay, can we stop doing this now? It's a little too much for me now. Zelina Vega is not a champion. I don't even know why she's in this match. Becky Lynch needs to continue her program with Trish Stratus. So they're going to cancel each other out, and Zoe Stark is going to help Trish Stratus out. There you go. This is just a few because they saw something on Io Sky. They like Io Sky. They want to see her get to the next level. In order for her to do it, she has to be have somebody put her over. That person is Bayley. If those two continue to feud, because Bayley's going to almost get it, but Io's going to be the one to get it. This is very plain and simple, very plain formula. I don't think this match is going to be any of that good. I think it's just going to be good as far as moving some storylines along, but I don't think these 6 competitors are capable of having the chemistry to put on a good match. I know that sounds harsh, but wait till you see the match and you're going to say, you know what, EC, as usual, you are correct.
I'm gonna disagree, EC, but we're gonna. There's some hitters in there. There's some really great superstars in there, so I think there's gonna be a little bit of chemistry in there.
There's a better probability that there won't be as much botches with some of these spots this year as there were last year. I'm just gonna put that out there. Now, if this last match that we discussed isn't the starter match, I feel like they did in Night of Champions, they might put this one up first. This one is going to be a banger of a match. Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor, head of the Judgment Day for the new World Heavyweight Championship belt. basically revisiting a feud that started 7 years ago and is now being brought back. Just like I called it when we were discussing Night of Champions, when picking between Seth and AJ who to win. I called that shit. So I like both of these competitors. I will not say that I dislike either as far as their in-ring work or their talent. Seth Rollins has been a fighting champion since he won that belt, has had more championship defenses than MJF alone, because everybody can count how many defenses that MJF has had on one hand and have fingers to spare. But these two are definitely going to put a banger. I feel like it's a little bit of a close call, but I think maybe, just maybe, either way, I would be fine with. I would be fine with Seth retaining and still being the World Heavyweight Champ. I would be fine with Finn taking the belt from Seth Rollins, being a dominant leader in Judgment Day, and showing the world what they missed out on 7 years ago when the title was taken off of him. So I don't really have a clear choice, only because I'm fine with either way for it going. I'm fine with it either being Seth or Finn.
I think this is probably my most anticipated match because I'm such a big Finn Balor fan, and I'm actually wearing one of the shirts he created with Shinsuke Nakamura, which tells you how big a fan I am of his. I think Seth Rollins, this run of his has arguably been his best run in WWE out of every single character and iteration of Seth Rollins, and he's just doing something extremely special. I think Finn Balor, though, I love the fire that's been lit under him because of this feud, and it's just been a couple of weeks. So for me to be watching these two superstars that are arguably at the top of their industry, at the top of their game, I want to say Finn Balor. I want to go strong for Finn Balor. I think that Finn is going to pull off the win, and maybe if it's on first, then Judgment Day is getting involved, and you definitely know how that goes when the numbers game plays. But also I have to look at it from perspective of, if I am going to say this, I want Finn to win. But if I'm looking at this from, he's a hometown boy at this point. They are in Europe. And when somebody goes home, they have a habit of making them lose. So like you, Barbara, I don't know.
Clash of the Castle.
Exactly. I mean, at this point, I just think that any of them that wins, I think it's good business. It's good booking. I don't think that you can lose with every person that you win. But in terms of elevating Judgment Day to the next level, I do think put the belt on Finn and let him and Rhea have a monstrous run. JD Smith, the guitarist, says Seth is keeping it. Logan Paul is winning Money in the Bank. He will cash it in on Seth and win. Oh,
we will discuss that match much later.
Jeez, that end of that booking sounded horrible. But you see what you got.
I don't even know if this is really even a question. Seth Rollins is winning this match. Like there's no chance in hell Finn Balor is winning this match. I don't care where the hell they are. Seth Rollins just won the championship. He's walking into Detroit at SummerSlam in August as your World Heavyweight Champion. I'm hearing stuff that I don't understand. I'm hearing let Finn and Rhea have if anybody's winning that World Championship, it's going to be Dom, right? So Dom and Rhea can have the two titles as the couple, looking the exact same way as the men and the women, running things on Monday Night Raw. That's your direction you're going if you're going to go in that direction, not because of Finn. Finn is having a date with Damian Priest when he kicks Damian Priest out. That's your direction. Don't even be surprised to see Damian Priest in this match. I just can't possibly see Finn Balor winning this match. I mean, I'm willing to bet money Finn Balor is not sniffing that championship tonight unless he get hit in the head. So I speaking of hitting the head, Barbara, you said something at the beginning of this. I'm trying to remember what it was, but I wanted to comment on it because I was like, what? What did you say at the beginning?
About what?
Finn and Seth. Oh, you mentioned MJF. Like, the reason why MJF has a better title run than Seth Rollins is because people care, right? And what I mean by that is that MJF's title matches, just like Roman Reigns' title matches, feel special. Now, granted, Roman, he hasn't finished that title since WrestleMania.
That's how many he's had.
What's your point?
That's how many he's had.
You know how you're able to count that, though?
Because somebody put a picture up online putting how many he's had. That's how I know. Not because I've watched.
You're able to count it because they're important. They're important and they mean something. You can't go in there and defend your title on Raw, defend your title on pay-per-view, defend your title on NXT. The reason how come they're doing that is because they want to make it seem like it's important and get that recognition out there. He's called the Workhorse Champion. The Workhorse Championship is not supposed to be the world title. Your Workhorse Championship is supposed to be your mid-card title. That's why it's the Workhorse Championship. It's not the way to do it. They put it on the biggest babyface in the company, arguably. Not disagreeing with that. I just don't see their reason behind what they're doing right now, except for they're trying to get that championship over. Anyway, Finn Balor is not taking that title from Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is that champ. He is that man. Unless he's injured, he's winning tonight.
All righty then. And speaking of Dominic,
apparently you have some fans like Liz. People don't even pay attention to Stefan and myself. Candy says, hello, Barbara. And Vinta says, hi, Wrestling Doll. Hey, the executive consultant's here, by the way. Okay. And Stefan's here too. Exactly. MJF is no one's simp. Thank you. Hi.
I'm cool not being recognized. It's cool. It happens a lot.
You know what I'm saying? And they see a pretty face and they
no
say,
love, hey. Founders don't get any love, Founders don't get any love.
Oh God.
Anyways, we have Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio, second generation versus second generation wrestling, which the American Nightmare puts an end to Dominic is my ideal booking. However, listen, I'm wearing this for two reasons. One, because I wanted to do that, and two, because it's that man's birthday. That's why I'm wearing it. However, ideal booking and what WWE is going to do are two very different things. And what WWE is going to do is have Dominic win, have Brock Lesnar come out, do something, maybe cost a match, get him DQ'd, something, one way or another. And then we're going to continue Cody and Brock until SummerSlam or the next pay-per-view after that. I don't know.
I'm so glad that you mentioned it. That rubber match for Brock and Cody is lurking in the wings. So this match is going to be, I think, one of Dominic Mysterio's most important matches is Cody Rhodes. And obviously Cody Rhodes is at the forefront of the main event right now in terms of like which direction he's going to go for, which belt he's going to go to. So Dominic is literally going to, like you said, rise to the occasion somehow, some way. And that to me is, it's going to annoy the hell out of me because Cody's been taking wins and losses this year since he got back to the E, but getting him through Brock Lesnar, that's their intent at SummerSlam. So bring on Brock Lesnar or even Randy Orton, because I think Randy Orton's lurking somewhere out there in the wing somewhere. But yeah, definitely Dominic Mysterio's winning this.
Hey, if he comes back, everybody's going to lose their damn mind.
I mean, I would. I feel like if it happens and Randy comes back to help Cody, I feel like that could happen because Randy went out as a babyface, but I'm not sure how they're going to bring him back. But speaking of Randy, Rev Theory just put out a new song, updated version of Voices for Randy Orton. So those of you who like Randy Orton's Voices thing, please check out the new one by Rev Theory. So for no reason, no actual reason. EC?
Well,
you looking like we both picked Cody to win. We both picked Dominic.
Right, but here's the thing. I'm picking Cody to win. I don't even know why y'all think Dom was going to win. It doesn't make sense for Dom to win this.
Wait, it does make sense for Dom to win. I think if you have...
Wait, Stefan, don't you have to see if the sky fell if hell froze over?
I think so, because like he knows...
Like consultant Cody Rhodes is beating Dominic Mysterio, even though he's been a Dominic Mysterio fan since the day he kicked Edge in the baby Clash of Champions.
Exactly. EC knows that I am a super Cody Rhodes fan. So for me, I would normally pick Cody Rhodes, but if you're talking about, like Barbara said earlier, if you're talking about logical booking, which would be logical sound booking, Cody goes over Dominic, 1, 2, 3, that's it. Or WWE booking, which is Brock Lesnar is going to show up to freaking Europe and he's going to destroy Cody. It's either Dom's gonna win by DQ or Cody's gonna win by DQ, and Brock is still gonna whoop his ass in Europe, in England. That's how I see it. If Cody does win, it's going to be by DQ. It's not going to be off of I pinned him, because you have to protect Dominic at all costs because he's super over right now. He's white hot right now. So that's how I see it going. But
EC white hot is one of the most hated heels right now. So
I hate him. There's no reason for Dom to lose to win this match. Absolutely no reason for Dom. Cody Rhodes needs the victory, and I can't believe I say that because a couple months ago, or even last month, I said Cody Rhodes needs to take some L's. Right? He's taking his L's. He's lost to Roman Reigns. He lost to Brock Lesnar. Now, in order to get built back up for that rubber match that he's going to have in Detroit at SummerSlam, he has to go in there with the victory. Brock's not going to cost him the match. Brock might beat his ass after the match if Brock is in town, but he's not going to cost him the match. Cody Rhodes needs that W to go into the PLE in a couple months. Dom doesn't need the PLE win, and he can go still face Seth Rollins. I'm saying he is going to face Seth Rollins. I'm just saying he can still take that victory or loss. Yeah, he'll be over, even more over if he gets the victory. But realistically speaking, he's going to sneak and weasel his way. This is going to be, honestly, one of Dom Mysterio's best matches since breaking away from Rey Mysterio, actually since being on the main roster, period. He's going to go out there. He's going to heal it up. Dominic Mysterio, who has not lost since WrestleMania, right, has not taken an L since WrestleMania, is going to take this L because it will not hurt him. He can still heal it up. If he loses tonight or Monday night, he will still get booed just as much. He won't lose that credibility. And he can go out there and do something. He can poke Rey Mysterio in the eye. He can trip up Damian Priest by accident. He could beat up Matt Riddle. He will get his heat back. He does not need that victory. Cody Rhodes needs that victory. Cody Rhodes is going to take this victory. I'm not happy about it. I want Cody to win. Cody wins, I'll be hopping up and down my living room right here. But, I'm sorry, Dom wins. But, Dom's not going to win.
Okay. Wow. Says, I will say hi to you, Chris, if you change your glasses.
Expected to hear from him at all right now.
Oh, because it's Charmaine. Great. So I'm glad I went my glasses.
As I'm going to call him now.
I need these over it because, see, here's the thing, Charmaine, right? When I have this, that means I can't see that well. That means I'll have to see your comments and I'll have to read them. So I'm glad that I had this on my glasses.
Wow. Rhea will help.
Possibility means she's not in any of the matches tonight because they don't have any solo women's championship matches since apparently she is injured. So.
All right, so Jeffrey says, what's up, y'all? Can you imagine if Dom wins clean in the UK, the crowd will boo this even louder? Yes, I do agree with you. If Dom wins, that's it. They're going to boo him out of the building. Money in the Bank is tomorrow, Chris. Charmaine wants you to know and recognize that it's tomorrow, not tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Wrestling, though?
Well, the main matches we have left to talk about are a few championship matches, one more ladder match, and one quote-unquote Civil War. So let's talk about a title match right now. And of the two title matches that are up here, I think one that I think both of you would like to talk about just a little bit more. The IC title. Gunther versus Matt Riddle for the Intercontinental Championship. Listen, he's saying, I know how much you love Riddle, but Matt Riddle is going to die at the hands of Gunther in England tomorrow at Money in the Bank. Now, I like Matt Riddle. Don't get me wrong. I like Matt Riddle, even though he annoyed the hell out of me at first to the point of where I saw him get RKO'd by Randy Orton live at Raw in Orlando when they came over here for that taping. He grew on me. But, yeah, if they're going to take that belt off of him, they're not going to take it off and put it on to Riddle. Maybe Randy Orton will come out for some reason and help him and be the next contender to go after him and have a feud, but that's my call. Gunther's going to win. Randy might, if he is there and he's going to surprise us, he might come out and help Riddle in the end or like help him up and show him like, I'm next, bitch.
I think if you're turning Randy heel, you should have him RKO the shit out of freaking Riddle. I feel like you can use him in so many different ways, and that's the beauty of Randy Orton. That's so good at any character at this point. I think that yes, Gunther is going to chop the chest off of Matt Riddle. Nothing against Matt, and I think everybody, the consensus is that Matt is going to lose this match. There's no reason to take a belt off of Gunther unless you're pushing him into that main event picture. And right now, there's really no room for him in the main event. And I agree, Jeffrey. Like, Gunther's winning. Let's be real here. There's really no discussion about it. Like, I don't even doubt it. I don't even think there's a little bit of doubt in anybody that Gunther's going to lose tomorrow. Like, Riddle's not winning that. I'm sorry, Chris, your boy ain't winning. EC?
I think Gunther's going to win. I think this is another no-brainer. It's been a no-brainer kind of night. Gunther does not lose that Intercontinental title anytime soon. It's just not happening. it doesn't need to happen right now. You know, I really would like to see Riddle get that championship, but realistically speaking, I'd rather see him get a title other than the United States Championship. Oh, the
24/7.
They retired that ages ago, so there's no.
It's not happening. I think Riddle is on the short list of people who can get that championship from Gunther, to be quite honest with you, because Gunther has to lose it sooner or later. I think it's actually sooner rather than later because he's about to take over the whatever you call it. But I just don't see it happening tonight or tomorrow or Sunday or Monday, whatever you want to say. I don't see Gunther losing that championship anytime soon.
Here's what I will say. Here's what I will say. Here's my contingency, right? If Seth Rollins walks away with the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther's losing his Intercontinental Champion to start a feud with Seth Rollins. That's what I think. That realistically may happen. That's how I feel. And
so you're killing it.
I don't care if I'm killing him.
I was going to say
it makes the most sense. It makes the most sense to me because if you're going to take that belt off,
if you're going to have Riddle go after a title, maybe have him go after Theory for some reason and have him go after the States Championship.
No.
What's the next match?
I said it's an idea. I didn't say they were going to do it.
Yeah, I literally said it's an idea, man. This man, damn. Don't miss the glasses. Well, you can see Charmaine's comments, so you can read them now. Oh, there you go, Charmaine. Sorry, trying to help you out here. I hear rumor that Drew might come back at Money in the Bank. That has been rumored. We don't know if he is. We don't know if he's not. Charmaine also says that I would be shocked if Riddle wins.
Everybody would be shocked if Riddle wins. We would have been shocked if Mustafa Ali had beaten Gunther at Night of Champions.
That would have been nice, though. That would have been nice.
I mean, of all people.
I'm a Mustafa Ali fan, okay? I could dare to dream, okay? Let me dream here. I know he's not going to win it.
Listen, speaking of dreams, we have a match that some people don't want to happen, like this one. We have the Unified Women's Tag Team Championships with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Raquel Rodriguez.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Of course he does. He's just gonna wait till we're done talking about it because he's not gonna give his opinion because he knows that he's gonna say that Ronda and Shayna are gonna retain, which is the obvious thing. I mean, I love Liv Morgan. I do love Liv Morgan, and I like Raquel. Do I love her? Sort of. Her in-ring work is a little better than her mic work. And the only reason why she was so damn decently well in NXT, Dakota Kai. She was a mouthpiece, basically. And Liv Morgan's not the greatest speaker. Her in-ring work speaks better for it. So. And they brought her back in too soon with her shoulder injury. Like, I saw some clips and stuff of, like, some house shows that they did. And she was still doing this with her arm while fighting. So it's like it was still hurt. So as much as I like Raquel and Liv, and even though technically they didn't lose the titles, they had to vacate them because of the fact that happened. It's going to be Ronda and Shayna, unfortunately, and they're going to defend it everywhere. They're going to go to NXT. They're not going to leave the belts over there for no goddamn reason. They should just let the belts down there because now the women are just fighting for one championship. One. What are you doing, HBK?
I couldn't have said it any better myself. That's the ups and downs. They're going to retain. You take out the most likely threat to their championship, which is Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. The moment they take them out, that's it. The unification match last week was amazing, but I thought that those were the more than likely challengers to Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, and they both got tapped the hell out. So, yeah, they're winning. Let's just move on with our lives.
Oh, look, he's back.
You know, yes. This is UPR's Money in the Bank predictions. I'm the executive consultant. Over there is Rustin Dahl. Down below is Stefan. Now, the reason why I took a bathroom break during that match because it's a prediction show, and I predicted that's what's going to happen during the match. A lot of people will get up and they're going to go to the bathroom. That being said, this pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it, special event, is looking very, very, very predictable in the victories because it is one-sided. Ronda and Shayna are not losing those championships anytime soon. They are going to go on to be the most dominant women tag team champions in WWE history. Even more so than, ironically, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax.
I mean, they're the ones that had the most title defenses of the women's tag matches in the last few years. They had 7 defenses. Everybody else had 5 and under.
Wow, your stats.
I follow stuff. I follow women's wrestling fan pages on Instagram, and they inform me of stuff like that. And I find pictures of stuff that help me learn.
Well, that makes sense because, like I said, they were the most dominant women tag team champions you could have. And there's been some good ones, but they've been the most dominant. And I think Shayna and Ronda are going to do something with those titles and take it to a different level. The best level has been since, I'll say, Shayna and Nia Jax.
From what I have seen in the Thunderdome era, they were a very dominant tag team. So I will say that is true.
Shayna and Nia were dominant. Bayley and Sasha Banks were very, very dominant and my favorite. So your mama's house.
Now we got 2 more left. Now both of these look very, very interesting. I'm just going to pick randomly by a draw based on what could be. For me, these last 2 could be, one could be main, semi-main, the other could be main event. Either way, coming out would be fine. But I am going to pick the men's Money in the Bank ladder match with Damian Priest, Butch, Santos Escobar, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, and Logan Paul. Now, I say it like that because I'm annoyed that Logan Paul is in there without having to have gone through any qualifying match just because he's a celebrity part-timer over there. But that being said, I have 3 choices that I did discuss on the NXT show on Tuesday with Ron, and I will say it again on here. My number 3 pick would be Ricochet. Not because of anything bad or anything awful, but I will always have faith in Ricochet, and he has amazing spots in shows and pay-per-views, especially Money in the Bank, especially from 2021. So I know he's making that face because I said his name, and I don't give a damn. My number 2 pick would be Damian Priest, based on how dominant the Judgment Day look and how the push that they've been getting, even though they've been taking losses sometimes left and right, and sometimes they've been having wins. Now, my number 1 pick, and I think this man might be happy that I'm actually saying this. Everybody's saying with me, let me talk to you, LA Knight. And if you say Logan Paul is winning, I swear to God, I'm going to lose my mind when you thought that Roman was going to win at Night of Champions. And look what happened.
I'm going to go with you on that last one. Your first pick is my overall pick with everybody singing LA Knight. Yeah. Dummy. If you're voting against him at this point, I think you're a dummy. I literally do. I think WWE definitely knows that Logan Paul, international superstar, granted, YouTube sensation, whatever, right? Great. They throw a more than likely contender in there to confuse you as to what they're going to do. As EC said, the booking is very straightforward. LA Knight is hotter than anybody in this match. I don't care about Ricochet right now. Ricochet is an amazing wrestler. Pete Dunne, I love him. Wonderful. Anybody else in this match? Shinsuke Nakamura, one of my favorites. Great. Nobody deserves this more than LA Knight, and historically, he does extremely well in championship ladder matches. So for me, I just think it's LA Knight's game, and he's going to win. So that's how I feel. EC?
Can you put the graphic up for me, Wrestling Dog, of this match?
Here we go.
Tell me that the winner does not necessarily need a world title shot without telling me that the winner doesn't necessarily need a world title shot. Tell me of a match where the Money in the Bank now can go after the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship more than these competitors in this match. None of these people have held a world title in World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yes, they have.
What? LA Knight has. Shinsuke Nakamura has.
Damian Priest
Listen to what the executive consultant just said. None of these people have been a world champion in WWE. Tell me where LA Knight has won a world championship in WWE.
Okay.
Tell me what Shinsuke Nakamura
We are going for the stop me when I'm telling lies, CM Punk type of promo right now, EC.
Because it's the truth. I'm not lying. None of these people have it. And realistically speaking, in the next 3 months, none of these people will hold that world championship except for one man. One man is close to holding a world championship. One man, you can take it out now. One man is the hottest of any wrestler in that match. One man is the hottest wrestler almost anybody out there in WWE, and that man's name is Logan Paul.
Gross.
Logan Paul is the person, if you have him win that Money in the Bank, can do more with it, can actually meet a threat with it. I know a lot of y'all want LA Knight to win. LA Knight doesn't need that damn briefcase, right? He don't. That's the long and the short of it. He does not need the briefcase. All he needs to do is go out there and pick up a microphone because the rest of his skills are okay. But all he needs to go out there and pick up a microphone and he can put himself over. He's already done it. His first feud where people paid attention, already said hi. His first feud people already paid attention was him against Bray Wyatt, who was the hottest actor had at the time when he came back and did exactly what he always does, right? He put himself over. Doesn't need the briefcase. Logan Paul, he says it perfectly. Logan Paul will be a good eventual threat to Seth Rollins. He needs it if they want to go that route. Because I really believe before they threw Logan Paul in this match, because I don't think he was originally going to be in this match, I really think they were going to hold on to, they can go after the United States Championship, they can go after the Intercontinental Championship, and then and only then will your boy Damian Priest can win the damn Money in the Bank. Because, or not Damian Priest necessarily, Ricochet can win the Money in the Bank. Because Ricochet is no threat for a world championship. That's why he's in this match. Shinsuke Nakamura, I'm a big fan. Shout out to Lil Uzi Vert. Is no threat to the world championship. Pete Dunne, love Pete Dunne. It's no threat to the world championship. But they are threats to Gunther. They're definitely threats to Austin Theory. Pete Dunne, Butch can go with Sheamus to go after the tag team titles or raise the fridge. So many possibilities. But if you want this to be a world championship time, you have him go after. I mean, you have Logan Paul get the briefcase. Personally, I think the Money in the Bank thing is stale. I want it to go away. I think they've ran themselves in the corner. I think it's been around too long. But it is what it is. Hey, Jeff, I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about, man.
You see, I think. Look, I will agree with you. If you want to put it on somebody who you can disrupt the system, shock the system, if you will, pun completely intended, you put it on a guy like Logan Paul. If you want to follow what the crowd is, because I think plenty of wrestlers said this, and I think the bookers need to understand this, is that the crowd, the fans pick who's over. And LA Knight, from a standpoint of consecutive work in this match, consistency is that guy. So that's where I'm at with that. But I do agree with you. I won't sit here and say the idea of a Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins or a cash-in, because it could happen the same way.
Match at WrestleMania.
It could happen the same
way.
We
had a great match at WrestleMania.
To me, I don't even think they had to go as far as to have a match. I think that the war that they're going to put on, because depending on where this match is placed, you'll be able to know if somebody's getting cashed in or not. And to me, if they put this match on first and the other match with Seth Rollins is on last, I think that I believe Civil War is going to be last. But this may be co-main. So potential for Seth Rollins walking out of Money in the Bank in London with that championship, little iffy.
100%.
Huh?
100%.
I mean, little iffy if the person wins. All right, so Jaden says Vince and Co. seen something in Paul behind the scenes in training centers. Having Paul headline a pay-per-view with Reigns was made for a reason. Definitely true. Was made to see if they could extend his contract, because like Bad Bunny, you have to see something in somebody. So I believe it's that reason too. Jeff said, LA Knight is over when he pushed Rey Mysterio and still got cheered. Which is why he doesn't need the briefcase. That's why he doesn't. But who are you gonna have it feud with? Are you gonna have a Logan Paul win this time, beat Seth Rollins, and then have them feud? Is that what you're gonna do? Because obviously that's a built-in storyline going into this match. The thing is, the briefcase, you don't have to have it cashed in immediately, right? You don't. When they let somebody cash in the last couple of years, it's simply because they're like, oh, we got to get rid of it, because they write themselves into the corner. The guy got to walk around the briefcase, and he does the same thing. Big E was doing it for months. He just shows up in random segments. Ha, 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 I got the briefcase. It's annoying. That's why the women don't hold it that long. The last person to do that successfully, I'm not talking about women, I'm talking about in general, to successfully do that and be somewhat of a threat was Carmella. It's been a while. That's why I said the thing is dated. Now it's just like, okay, we got to make him go out there and lose. That's what happened with Austin Theory. It's like, it's more of a crutch. It holds you back. And I think the same thing will happen with LA Knight. There's no reason to have him to have that championship. But Logan Paul, who's not on every week. Okay, right? So JD he's not on every week. He could take him a little bit more seriously. I feel like you're paying this person, because he said Paul can randomly show up in the next few months to threaten Rollins with a cash in, and it's gonna draw so much. It's the truth, because that's what
Think about Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble this year, right?
This is you.
They didn't know he was going to be there. He came out, and I was in San Antonio. That place went nuts because Logan Paul was there. And he go out there, and he was a threat. I'm telling you, Logan Paul is a game changer. That's what you want to do. You don't. It's going to be a slow build to what they want to do, and they don't have to rush anything. But LA Knight, it will hold him back. He doesn't need it. Nobody even mentions Santos Escobar, who needs to turn heel or something because he's so still and boring. But it is what it is. Pete Dunne is going to be amazing in this match. I think he's going to be the star of this match, quite honestly. One, because he's a hometown boy, and when you're a hometown and you're from outside of the mainland of the United States, you get cheered like crazy. This is Pete Dunne's night to make himself be a star. He's going to be a scene stealer in this match, but your winner of the match is Logan Paul. And not for nothing, I said all those things about those 7 guys, and that's not saying I'm a hater of those guys. I think all those 7 guys are phenomenal talents in their own right, but the talents that they have in this match is going to make this a very, very good, entertaining, action-packed match. Just watch. Let's talk about the main event, the true main event.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put that one to discuss before this one, because I knew that this one that we're going to talk about now, with one of the more riveting storylines of 2023 and 2022, we had the Bloodline Civil Wars. Jimmy and Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. There will be some acknowledgement, all right, but not to Roman, because the Usos are going to take him down at this day. Listen, they're not going to have these two be a team by themselves again, just to have them lose to their cousin, who they both finally saw the light and realized that we've been emotionally abused by this man with Stockholm Syndrome, basically, for the last 3 years of our life. Jimmy Uso beat him. Solo gets pinned. Roman turns on Solo and sees that Solo is useless because he can't get the job done, apparently. And then he has no family left. As Cody said, Jimmy's going to leave you. Jay's going to leave you. Solo's going to leave you. You're going to be a chief without a tribe. You're going to be a Roman without any reigns. And you'll be a man without a family.
I like that. I like the quote. Very, very awesome.
I will find that clip for you from Instagram. I'll send it to you.
Cody Rhodes quote. And yes, I definitely agree. I think to even go as far as to having Jay make the visible pin on Roman. And I think that needs to happen, because I think all roads leads to Jay versus Roman. I think all roads leads to Jay versus Roman at SummerSlam, and Roman's going to win. So give the Usos the win here. Give Roman the win in the long run, because you're still pushing Roman to surpass all those records, because that's basically all Roman is doing. So, yeah, that's what I see. I know EC looks like he's about to blow a gasket right now. But I think it's the obvious. To me, it's the obvious. I mean, like we said, Russ and Dahl, they're not going to bring back the Usos, literally the longest reigning tag team champion in all of WWE on the longest run ever, which is 13 years. Congratulations to the Usos. Just for them to lose to their cousin again, just lose to their brother and their cousin. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think mistakes are going to be made. I do think things are going to happen in that match. And
miscommunications are going to happen from both sides.
I think Roman's going to get pinned. Roman has not been pinned in a few years. I think Roman's going to take a visible pin.
In over 1,200 days.
Exactly. I want to see Roman get pinned. I think that would mean you can't blame anybody, and that gives Jay a claim to actually fight Roman at SummerSlam. And I think that's the match that we need to go for in Detroit. There's nobody else that I want to see have a match with Roman except for Jay. I don't think that computes. Charmaine says the Usos. EC. Jeffrey says the Usos went in too, but what I want is for Jay to pin Roman there. I think that has to happen too. EC, before Cody saw the vision. He definitely did. Everyone, evening everyone. Good to see UPRs in full swing. Thank you, Damon. How are you doing, brother? EC, please go before you blow a gasket.
He's already gonna blow a gasket because
I know why. I know why. Because I'm of the same belief as him. I think at the back of my mind, I'm like, what I want versus what WWE is gonna do. So go ahead.
What all y'all men in that chat want is for Roman to keep winning over and over and over again.
Not all the men. Not all the men.
Are you kidding?
The end of beginning, the numero uno, the chances of winning. I do it again. Follow no other, I'm setting these trends, consulting.
You're gonna speak in your therapy voice now?
Wow.
You know, I really should. So let me get this straight. Here on the island of relevancy, we acknowledge our tribal chief. right?
I'm not part of that island.
So. I said here on the island of relevancy. You're not welcome on the island.
I've been rowing away from that island for the last 3 years, so don't put me there.
That's good because you don't your passport don't work here. So here on the island of relevancy, we acknowledge our tribal chief, right? We understand that he puts the food on the table. I'm hearing two people, right, who sit here and tell me that my tribal chief is going to lose tomorrow on Saturday.
Our tribal chief.
No. Our
tribal chief.
You don't count.
I am on the island.
You pick Cody Rhodes to win at WrestleMania. You don't count.
You are damn right. I picked Cody Rhodes to win at WrestleMania.
Which is why you're not part of the island of relevancy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't acknowledged the tribal chief with you for the past 3 years. I can't say that.
And I haven't.
Or the Usos. She literally. I understand why you say her passport don't work here.
When I'm hearing you two haters, right, say that these people who were excommunicated from the island of relevancy is going to beat my tribal chief, I have an issue. Roman Reigns has been your heavyweight champion of the world for over 1,000 days, has not gotten pinned since December of 2019 by, might I add, Baron Corbin, because he's that man. And you will sit here and say that Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa are going to lose to the Usos on Saturday, tomorrow? Have you lost your mind? If you have, then unfortunately I have too, because I do believe the Usos are going to pick up the victory on Saturday. And I think it's a strong possibility, not saying it's going to happen, watch your mouth, Charmaine. I think it's a strong possibility that Roman might take the pin against Jey Uso tomorrow night to set up a match for them at SummerSlam. All possibilities about that Roman taking the pin, but I do believe, without any question in my head, that the Usos are going to win tomorrow night.
I had a promo ready for your ass in the camera. I just hope you know. I hope you know. I had the whole John Wick analogy. The whole last person to get excommunicado came after the head of the table. Bang, bang, shot him right there. The marquee. Like, y'all got to see John Wick 4 to know what I'm talking about. But
I'm still gonna say mine anyway. So
I appreciated the universal. You had to insult us before you acknowledged that we were right.
No, because y'all still were disrespectful with it.
How was I disrespectful to it? How? Explain.
Yeah, how is he disrespectful?
Make that make sense. Executive consultant.
Because that's Roman Reigns. That's your tribal chief. Did you have dinner? No, you probably didn't. He probably didn't put the food on your table because you were too disrespectful.
I put my own food on my own table. So Roman did not do that for me. When I watch
that's what they do in your country. And on the island of relevancy, okay, Roman Reigns put the food on the table.
And I also have one thing to say. Need I remind you that you thought that Roman Reigns was going to win at Night of Champions, and what the hell happened? I called that they were going to lose, that the Usos were going to come out and interfere and screw up. What I did not see was Jimmy finally kicking him in the face and seeing that they've been emotionally abused for the last 3 years.
I agree.
And you know that I'm right because all of y'all in that show that night all said that Roman was going to win. Shay only said it because she was losing her damn mind.
It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing that night. I love that kick. I loved that kick.
When I saw that happen, I was like, oh,
I love that kick as much as I love the you out. And so am I. Turn around, kick Roman in the face. That's my shit. That was my theme song. But I literally wanted Jey Uso.
That's why you're not on the island
connected with
because you don't respect your tribal chief. You don't respect your tribal chief. No, you don't.
I love him.
No, you don't.
I acknowledge my tribal chief, Jey Uso.
Chef Boyardee doesn't count as cooking.
Listen, I did not cook no Chef Boyardee.
That looked like a sandwich. That looked like a sandwich to me.
A Hot Pocket doesn't count.
That wasn't no Hot Pocket.
That was a sandwich. Am I right? Was that a sandwich? Am I right? Is that a sandwich?
Did the wise man teach you? No.
I was answering Stefan. I was not answering you.
Thank you, Russell.
We don't have much in the fridge right now that could be used. So yes, I made myself a sandwich and I made myself some homemade mac and cheese.
You know why you don't have much in the refrigerator?
Because Roman Reigns is not putting food on the table. I like it. Go ahead.
No, because my family haven't done no grocery shopping yet. Don't put Roman Reigns in my mouth, okay?
I do not know what she said, but it did not sound like it belongs on the show.
She said, and I quote,
"Don't put no Roman Reigns putting food in my fridge, all right?" None of that.
That's what you said.
Well, I'm fixing what I said because I know it sounded bad.
There you go. I agree with this guy. Government cheese sandwich. That's what happens when you shy away from greatness. I agree.
I don't know who that is, but that man is vicious.
It's a smart man. It's a smart man who belongs to the island of relevancy.
I don't know who hurt you, sir, but don't come after Rustin Doll. She just eat her dinner. It's not government cheese. Don't do that. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be rude.
I am just a wrestling fan who will voice my opinion. And no matter what these men in this group chat have been trying to convince me for the last few years since Crown Jewel 2021, I do not acknowledge Roman Reigns. Sorry. Never have, never will. I'll acknowledge his skill in the ring, but that's it. I don't acknowledge his wins because 99% of them have been by cheating.
Do you remember who the main event of Crown Jewel 2021 was? I do.
Brock versus Roman. What's your point?
If you acknowledged them then, you would have had a good meal.
You bought me my meal. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, you did watch it here.
Yeah, I watched that your house.
No,
I did UPR review at your house.
And you know why? You know why? Because I acknowledged my tribal chief, so he made sure I was able to put food on the table. Yes! I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. I acknowledge you. I'm not out. I'm in.
You walked right into that one. You walked directly. You opened the door and walked right into that.
Listen, I opened the
that
door.
Man was waiting. That man, EC, was praying for an opening. All I'm saying is that man was waiting and praying for an opening to use that final. The child took for food on my table, and you walked in.
I want you to take a boat, Elvis. And I want you
to
roll over to the island of relevancy, right? And midway, I want that boat to sink. Okay, I really do. So I never have to see your name again.
That's crazy. But Elvis is saying acknowledge the executive consultant. That's a fan. He could probably be your Paul Heyman. He can probably be your Paul Heyman.
I'd rather him take a submarine trip to the Titanic. All right, let's go ahead.
Submarine things too soon.
He basically told you to kill yourself, boss. Like,
now
I would never watch the show again.
Listen, Robert, even I don't say stuff like that to Elvis.
This man just.
This is rough. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you watched the insanity that is Unpopular View with the executive consultant and our guest for the night, Stefan, formerly known as the administrator, on here. You got a what's up from Elvis, so you got an acknowledgement there.
Thank you. I am the artist formerly known as administrator.
You don't call yourself that anymore here.
I am
what do you want me to say? Your name says
I am Prince. Purple Randomness. Let's go.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching our predictions. Meanwhile, somebody's going to make some polls in the group chat. Maybe me, most likely. And we will all vote and discuss who's going to
No, it is David's job to
David hasn't done it, so I'll do it then.
I like this, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for viewing this with us. We appreciate y'all coming and talking about the predictions of the pay-per-view tomorrow. Afternoon at 3 p.m. Enjoy your money in the bank. EC, any last words for the fans?
No words.
Charmaine, that was specifically for you.
I know that was for me. I don't care. Listen, I stopped caring whether he will just realize that I will not acknowledge Roman Reigns and just live his life. He needs to just get over it. He needs to cross that bridge.
Damn.
He needs to cross that bridge into reality. Mm-hmm. But I wish everybody a good night.